Hello student. I will explain you highlights of the CGST, SGST and input tax credit process or some of the technical aspects of the scheme of input tax credit or as GST law. Okay. The highlight of GST means CGST is applicable on both goods and services. CGST is by the central government through a separate state on all transactions of goods and service made for consideration. Proceeds would be shared between the central and state government. Okay. Then SGST एक example to see how CGST and SGST work. लेट्स पहले मैं एक एग्जाम्पल आपको बताती हूँ कि CGST एंड SGST कैसे वर्क होता है. ओके. विजय इज अ ट्रेडर फ्रॉम पुणे इन महाराष्ट्र स्टेट. ओके. दैट सेल प्रोडक्ट वर्थ ₹1,000 to Hemant in Mumbai, means Maharashtra state. The GST rate that applies to this product is 5% and will be comprised of a CGST rate of 2.5% and SGST rate of 2.5%. So Vijay will have to collect from Hemant a grand total of ₹1,100, out of which ₹50 goes to the central government and 50 goes to the state government. How to calculate CGST and SGST on goods and service? Let me explain it. For calculating GST, you need to consider the taxable price, okay, and the applicable GST rate according to the type of transaction. It can be either CGST rate and SGST rate or IGST rate. To perform the calculation, formula is GST amount is equal to taxable price into GST rate upon 100. ये रूल है. क्या रूल है? GST amount is equal to taxable price into GST rate upon 100. Invoice price is equivalent to the sum of taxable price at the GST amount charge. समझ में आ गया कैसे गवर्नमेंट को और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को टैक्स जाता है. ओके. अब इसके बाद इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट प्रोसेस करके एक पॉइंट है. Input tax credit process means uninterrupted and seamless chain of input tax credit is one of the key feature of goods and service tax. ITC is a mechanism to avoid corruption of taxes and wrong way, means जैसे टैक्स पेयर जैसे टैक्स नहीं देते या फिर इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट में कुछ झोल झाल करना. ओके. दिस टाइप of taxes in a simple language is a tax on tax under the present system of taxation. Credit of taxes being levied by central government is not available as set off for payment of taxes and by state government and vice versa. One of the most important feature of the GST system is that the entire supply chain would be subject to GST to be levied by central and state government, as the tax charged by the central or the state governments would be part of the same tax. The credit of tax paid at every stage would be available as a set-off for payment of tax at every subsequent stage. Let us understand how cascading कोई आपको जो पसंद है वो प्रोनाउंसिएशन करो of taxes takes place in the present. Central excise duty charged on inputs used for manufacturing of final product can be availed as a credit for payment of central excise duty on the final product. For example, to manufacture a pen, the manufacturer requires plastic, granules, refill, tube, metal, clip, etc. All these inputs are chargeable to central excise duty. है ना, अगर आप कुछ प्रोडक्ट तैयार करना है तो उसके लिए रॉ मटेरियल लगेगा. Once a pen is manufactured by using these inputs, the pen is also chargeable to central excise duty. Let us assume that the cost of all the above mentioned inputs is, say, rupees 10, on which central excise duty at the rate 10% is paid, means rupee 1. The cost of manufactured pen is, say, rupees 20. The central excise duty payable on the pen at the rate 10% will be 2 rupees. Now the manufacturer of the pen can use the duty paid on inputs, that is rupee 1, for payment of duty on the pen. So he will use rupee 1 paid on inputs and he will pay rupee 1 through cash. 1 plus 1, 2. The price of the pen became rupees 22. In effect, he actually pays duty on the value added over and above the cost of the inputs. This mechanism eliminates cascading of taxes. However, when the pen is sold by the manufacturer to the trader, he is required to levy VAT on such a sale. But under the present system, the manufacturer cannot use the credit of central excise duty paid on the pen for payment of VAT. VAT means value added tax. And the two levies are being by central and state government respectively, with no statutory linkage between the two. Hence, he is required to pay VAT on the entire value of the pen, that is 22 rupees. Okay, which actually includes the central excise duty to the tune of rupees 2. This is cascading of taxes or tax on tax. As now VAT is not only paid on the value of pen, that is rupees 20, but also on tax, that is rupees 2. Means goods and service tax would mitigate such a cascading of tax. Under this new system, most of the indirect taxes levied by the central and the state government on supply of goods or services, or both, would be combined together under a single levy. Input credit mechanism is available to you when you are covered under the GST Act, which means if you are a manufacturer, supplier, agent, e-commerce operator, or registered under GST, you are eligible to claim input credit for tax paid by you on your purchases. At each stage of the supply chain, the buyer gets credit for the input tax paid, and they can use it to offset the GST that needs to be paid to the central and state governments. To understand this concept better, let's take the example of company called Good. Can we sell custom made kitchen knives? Means the purchase is steel and plastic worth rupees 2000 from a vendor at a GST rate of 12.5%. Thus the input tax they pay is rupees 250. The company now sell the manufacturer knives for rupees 4000 plus an output tax of 12.5%, making the total selling price 4500. Thus the tax that Good Knives owns to the government is equal to output tax minus input tax credit. Okay, this is the input tax credit process. मतलब जो भी, अगर फॉर एग्जांपल हमें यहाँ पेन का लिया है, अगर उस मैन्युफैक्चरर को ही टैक्स मतलब रॉ मटेरियल के ऊपर अलग भरना पड़ रहा है, उसके बाद गुड्स मैन्युफैक्चर होने के बाद उसके ऊपर अलग भरना पड़ता है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या होता है, वो सब टैक्स की अमाउंट भी क्या करता है, उस प्रोडक्ट को बेचते समय उसमें ऐड करके वो बेचता है, अलग से वो कस्टमर से अलग टैक्स लेता है. ओके, समटाइम जो लॉज और एक्ट होते हैं वो समझने में थोड़े हार्ड जाते हैं, मतलब इजीली वो अंडरस्टैंड नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन आप अगर रीड करोगे तो आपको ऑटोमेटिकली वो समझ में आ जाएगा. इन केस अगर इसमें आपको नहीं समझ में आता है तो आप मुझे बताओ, मैं फिर से एक्सप्लेन करूँगी. ओके, उसके बाद सम ऑफ द टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ स्कीम ऑफ इनपुट क्रेडिट के, उसके बाद डिफरेंट सिचुएशन जो है वेर इन इनपुट्स कैन बी क्लेम्ड फॉर सेमी फिनिश्ड गुड्स और स्टॉक और फिनिश्ड गुड्स के उसके डिफरेंस भी मैं आपको बताती हूँ. आई थिंक टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट्स इतने नहीं पूछते, लेकिन मैं आपको बताती हूँ. एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या होता है, एनी रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन कैन अवाइल क्रेडिट ऑफ टैक्स पेड ऑन द inward supply of goods or service or both, which is used or intended to be used in the course of furtherance of business. Then the prerequisites for availing credit by registered person are he is in possession of tax invoice or any other specified tax paying document, he has received the goods or services, bill to ship, a tax is actually paid by the supplier, he has furnished the return. Then if the inputs are received in lots, he will be eligible to avail the credit only when the last lot of the inputs is received. Then he should pay the supplier the value of goods or services along with the tax within 180 days from the date of issue of invoice, failing which the amount of credit availed by the and would be added to his output tax liability with interest and that's why with interest. However, once the amount is paid, then they will be entitled to avail the credit again in case part payment has been made. Proportionate credit would be allowed. Okay. Then documents on the basis of which credit can be available or allow are invoice issued by a supplier of goods, service, or both. Then invoice issued by supplier और रिसिप्ट जिसके पास रिसिप्ट होता है along with the proof of payment of tax, and a debit note issued by the supplier and bill of entry or similar document prescribed under Custom Act. And the input service distributor may distribute the credit available for distribution in the same month in which it is available, or the credit of the CGST, SGST, and IGST. And shall be distributed as per the provision of Rule 4 subsection 1D of ITC rules. Okay. Then डिफरेंस सिचुएशन बताई है, मतलब जैसे से फर्निश गुड्स और स्टॉक और फर्निश गुड्स के लिए है, तो वो इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट कैन बी available by the registered taxable person in a specific manner and within a specified time frame. The table below shows the different situation wherein the inputs can be claimed for semi finished goods or stock or finished goods. Okay. So situation is if a person has applied for registration registration or is liable to register or is granted registration day from when he is liable to pay taxes, and when a person takes voluntary registration means registration day, and when a taxable registered person stop paying taxes in composition levy scheme means day from when he is liable to pay tax normally. Input tax credit for the above mentioned situation can be claimed only if it does not exceed 1 year from the tax invoice date of issue related to supply. And for any other cases, ITC must be claimed. One thing is before you file a valid return for the September month under section 27, days after the end of financial year to which the invoice is related. And second thing is before you file the annual return as under section 30 days, the due date to file the annual return in December 31st after the end of the financial year. Okay. I think इतना ही इस लेक्चर में बताती हूँ, क्योंकि बहुत सारा एक साथ बताने, एक तो बहुत क्रिटिकल होता है लॉस अंडरस्टैंड करना। तो ठीक है, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर को हम नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लेते हैं। थैंक यू।